Okay, I want to watch the new Half-Life video by Tyler McVicker. People are saying Half-Life 3 is probably going to release today. I don't think so. We'll see. Not released, but it'll be announced today. People have been saying November 18th. Everyone's saying November 18th. I'm gay. Right? So let's see what Tyler, the most trusted leaker,
On December 20th,
says.
2024, I published a video called HLX Files Guide Dead, a spin-off episode of the HLX Files series that was not talking specifically about HLX or Half-Life 3 of any capacity. Instead, the subject of the video was focused on the rumored upcoming hardware that Valve was set to be releasing at some point in the next few years.
Shoegaze metal is what that was? I don't even know what that was, bro. I was just...
At the time of publishing that video, we knew that Valve was working on the next-generation VR headset that was codenamed the Deckard. However, the video also posited that they were also working on a console. Now, it was not my assumption, and nobody...
What did I think? I think that was horrible. Where'd you find that?
Nobody's assumption that Valve would be making both the headset...
Like, I wanted to blow my head off listening to that, bro. Like, as a wigger, I don't claim him. As a wigger, I do not claim him.
And the console available at the exact same time. One of the main sources of information that was used in that video was an asset leak that took place in a Steam
Blow my
VR
shit smooth
update
off.
that actually showed the in-development model renders of the VR headset controllers, as well as an image of what was codenamed the Ibex controller. This was what exactly became the Steam Controller 2.0, the Steam Deck without a screen with all of the available inputs that you come to expect on said Steam Deck. And a few days ago, all of that was announced all at once.
Yeah, it's announced, bro. So I have such high hopes that we're going to get the new game.
Of course, when big announcements...
Last time they announced hardware was we got Alex.
Valve, people do expect them to be talking about a game at the same time. While Valve did come out and say that no, they didn't develop a new VR game for the Steam frame, and they haven't developed any new demos to showcase this hardware, according
Yeah, it's for their Steam box, so you can use it for PC as well.
VR, they didn't not say that they weren't working on any games whatsoever. And it should be stated that every single outlet that talked about this new hardware put
Yeah, Hopium is at all levels, high levels, highest levels.
or the video that there was some rumors going on in relation to the future of the Half-Life franchise. Thanks to myself and my colleagues such as Gabe Follower and sadly it's Bradley, the rumors of HLX have been far and wide. Effectively, pretty much everybody that knows anything knows that HLX is in development and something is set to be happening soon enough. A lot has happened, and I want to make sure that everybody understands before we move forward that until Valve announces something, everything that we talk about today should be seen as speculation, and to take all of this with a pretty sizable grain of salt.
If that guy made a song, played a show, if the guy who made that song played a show, would you be booing him at the concert? No, I would just get up on stage and rape him. I think I would just rape that guy. Like they could rape that wigger. You always make me remember my love for games and make my gamer soul, Bronum. I appreciate you, Bronum. You're welcome, Bronum. Oh, I love you. I'm so passionate about Valve games. I'm so passionate about Valve games in general. I'm so passionate about that. Like.
Hi, my name is Ty Vickers. I'm the host of the Passionate Gamer program on WTF.
Also, he's got a cool ass mic. It's a Doom mic. It's a Elgato Doom mic.
Cleveland.
Really cool. And the XLR's cool.
As a high school chemistry teacher, him and his old students.
Today's sponsor is Into the AM, who provided me with these clothes.
Oh, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Bills won't be back until next year. Don't wait. Shop now before it's gone. Check out the link in the description below to get yourself some clothes on a good deal.
Okay.
So the Steam frame, the Steam machine, and the Steam controller, all set to be released at some point in 2026. On the official press release that Casey put out within the Valve press list, Valve is aiming for an early 26 release. The entire industry appears to be looking at this announcement as one of the biggest and greatest leap
Charlie Eva.
forwards in customer freedom within the gaming industry. Valve has not announced a price point, and people have been speculating anywhere between $400 to $1,200.
I'm great. I'm so excited for Half-Life 3. I'm so excited.
For any of these
I'm wigging out over here, bro.
And I have only ever heard that the Steam frame was set to be priced at $1,200 only a few months ago.
Yeah, for a standalone headset, $1,200.
go. Looking at the specifications, it does not seem like Valve is going to be charging that much. And if the gaming public wants this hardware to have the kind of democratic...
Who made those games? Cyberpunk, Assassin's Creed? Who made those games? I say Valve because Valve makes these games on this hardware we're talking about.
That the Steam Deck has had, it would need to be significantly cheaper. The importance and the success of what the Steam machine, the Steam controller, and the Steam frame are aiming to do has to do with that price point. That is the most important aspect of this entire endeavor. And
I'm sure when it comes out, you'll be streaming. Yeah. How's your day been so far? It's been great. I've been kicking like Twinks with my 5XL shirt, you know.
I'm always going to err on the side of caution and call it a bit more expensive so that even if it ends up being cheaper, it's a surprise, but a good one. A couple of days ago, an art leak was found on 4chan. An individual that posted to the anonymous website claimed that this was key art and concept art that was developed around 2022 for the now.
So a lot of these like leaks, like, oh, I've leaked art. They're usually not real. They're usually like just some hoax.
Heavily rumored HLX project. The art itself showcases a lot of real-world environments in an Eastern European setting being overtaken by the Aperture Science ship, the Borealis. Now, the story beats do make sense. The Borealis is an interdimensional ship that was used for teleportation testing that was taken over by the Combine at some point after the events of Half-Life 2.
This art is real. That's cool. You seem like a pretty good stream to me. Thank you. Mwah. Thank you. I guess I'm not a developer loyalist, maybe more like I'm into a certain type of game. Well, you could just say you're a adventure game loyalist, maybe. Where are you from? If you don't mind me asking, I'm from Michigan. I'm from Michigan. And I'm very proud to be a Michigan guy. I love my home teams and football and everything.
Some of these
love being racist.
Are actually really good.
Very proud of it.
This is just really well-made fan art that's photo bashed with real-world stock elements and also screenshots from Portal 1 and Half-Life Alyx. However, there's a couple of very key tells that absolutely tell you that this is not an official piece of Valve artwork. Portal doesn't look like that according to Valve's own canonical idea of the Aperture Science universe. Portal looks like Portal 2. The use of Portal 1 art is something that Valve would not have done at any
thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. You have a great potential. Thank you.
Portal is Valve's most used franchise when talking about anything, really, and it always looks like Portal 2. It doesn't look like this. And I mean, of course, it's not an HLX Files video without some string leaks. These were found in the latest Counter-Strike 2 update that was pushed on October 8th. Entity use fast refresh rate. Use fast refresh. Entity will run at a faster refresh rate when enabled. Use sparingly. Fluid drag scale. Physics properties. Fluid drag scale. Scale on fluid forces applied to this object, not including buoyancy. Ability use position. An optional entity that marks where to move before using an ability. Materials dev default, and of course some developer materials. And a new sound container. Tape player. This is a script that plays sound files with certain effects placed on them. It's not the sound effect, but how the sound effect is being.
You should get some dope stuff for your channel to attract more followers and viewers. What? You're going to sell me something? I know you're going to sell me something. I know you're a bot. I know you're a fucking bot. So sell me something, you dirty Indian. Sell me something already. I am a bot. Where is it? Sell me something. What's up, AK? AK Nibby. AK Nibby. Bang. I am not a bot. I'm from Virginia. If you're from Virginia, yes, you are. You're like an in real life one.
Being manipulated. This is a script that automatically manipulates sound effects to sound like they're coming from a tape recorder. So about 12 to 24 hours before the announcements of the hardware were made, quite a few people started teasing things on social media. A lot of people were talking about the 12th as being the next step in the VR industry, and those people were correct. However, a few of them stated that the Valve hardware announcement was not the whole story. I don't want to add to unnecessary hype here, but I did do my due diligence and reach out to the individuals making these claims. I was able to ask the kinds of questions that would either verify or debunk the kinds of claims, and although some of the specifics that these individuals were told directly don't necessarily line up with the things that I have been told, that doesn't necessarily mean anything in particular because I could have been fed a line of crap myself. So many people within the games journalistic industry have been saying things related to HLX, but without saying it directly.
Yeah, so the rumor now is maybe in 2-ish weeks we're going to get the announcement. People are saying we're gonna get it today. I hope it happens on stream. If it does happen today, I hope it happens when I'm on stream. Right? But I have the best clip ever of me reacting to that. I just banged my desk so hard I made my keyboard press the spacebar.
The co-owner of Giant Bomb, Shrapnel Nick from Xbox Era and the Xbox Era podcast, Jez Corden from Windows Central, and Tom Henderson.
If you want to see my work, I have a perfect song for you.
Of course, there's always the slight possibility that everybody is just kind of hearing the same rumors from everybody else and it plays out in a game of telephone. So, like I always said, take anything anybody says about Valve software with a grain of salt. It does feel as if the announcements have not ended. If Valve announced a console, a VR headset, and a controller on the same day that they announced a full-blown Half-Life sequel, would anybody be talking about the hardware? So likely they wanted to space this kind of information out so that there was enough time for people to get hyped over the hardware
Makes sense.
and then get truly hyped over the software. A few weeks ago, I published my previous episode of the HLX files. Now, my exact words were stating that there was a rumor related to work on a trailer beginning at Valve Software. A lot of people took this to mean that I was saying that November 18th was the announcement date of Half-Life 3. I did not say that. And even if it does end up being true, I don't want people putting words in my mouth that I did not directly say. I was very careful.
Yeah, the media keeps spinning what he says. He says, like, he'll say some shit like the rumor is in 2 to 3 weeks we'll get the Half-Life announcement. And then the media will be like, Tyler McVicker says we're getting Half-Life in 2 to 3 weeks. No, he said the rumor.
With the words that I picked. And although we have not been able to confirm, deny that the hardware announcement trailer was the trailer that was talked about in that rumor, we, however...
I want to go up to every journalist who writes that and just literally take my wiener. Just shoot it right in their mouth. My big black cock.
have a couple of things to debunk. The biggest one being Steam events, Steam sales, and Steam fests having any bearing on the announcement and release of Valve products. There are people on the Half-Life subreddit that claim to think that the Half-Life project is going to be announced at some point in November, specifically November 18th or November 19th, due to there being a gap in Steam events in that period of time. Others claim that a Steam event was rescheduled, and that rescheduling...
They're probably not going to announce it at an event. They're going to probably do it like they did Half-Life Alyx and just tweet. It's a really eventful announcement, but that's usually what they do.
Was done in order to make room for the large software announcement. The announcement of Valve products have zero bearing on the announcement.
My mom went on a walk other morning and saw a homeless guy jerking off for our neighborhood. Did you join in? Because why wouldn't you join in?
Of Steam events. November 18th is a rumor. If somebody is talking to you and claims to think that is the exact date, there is a 95% chance they got that information from somebody who got that information from somebody who goes on Reddit. There is nothing directly to suggest any specific date. My colleague Gabe Follower recently made a public statement that nothing has changed in Valve's want to make an announcement in 2025 for HLX. And I am sitting here to say, as far as I can tell, nothing has changed. Go all the way back to the beginning of the year with Jason Schreier not only calling the Grand Theft Auto...
No, I didn't feel like getting AIDS. Bro, if you get every sexual disease, you don't have to worry about any of them. Dumbass. You ever thought about that one?
6 was not going to be hitting its deadline, but Silksong was. Except, it seems, shortly after I tweeted about Jason Schreier's own predictions, Mr. Schreier took to the Half-Life subreddit to speak on the predictions themselves, stating, quote, "As some of you may know, I report on the video games industry and often break news based on inside information. As some of you may have seen, thanks to Tyler McVicker and other hype merchants, I predicted at the beginning of this year that a new Half-Life would be announced. Here's the twist, though. My predictions are explicitly not based on inside information. As as we say on Triple Click every year. Triple Click is his podcast. Otherwise, they wouldn't be very fun predictions. I have no idea whether or not Half-Life is being announced this year. Have a nice day. When asked why Jason Schreier, of all people, would randomly pop up in this subreddit and clarify his prediction, Jason Schreier said, quote, "Because I take my track record of accuracy seriously and don't want people saying I got something wrong if the game doesn't get announced when I never reported that it would be announced in the first place."
What is this clip you just made of me? What is this?
Specific date. My colleague Gabe Follower recently made a public statement.
Shout out to Gabe Follower, by the way.
Nothing has changed in Valve's want to make an announcement in 2025 for HLX. And I am sitting here to say, as far as I can tell, nothing has changed. Go all the way back to the beginning of the year with Jason Schreier not only calling the Grand Theft Auto...
No, I didn't feel like getting AIDS. Bro, if you get every sexual disease, you don't have to worry about any of them. Dumbass. You ever thought about that one?
not
That's a good clip. By the way, you don't have to use the button anymore to clip. You can just type !clip 60. It'll clip with 60 seconds, right?
asked, can I ask what made you predict that it'll be announced, not come out, this year? Was it just the tingles? Mr. Schreier said, quote, the ending of Half-Life Alyx makes it clear that they want it to keep going, and we're approaching 6 years since that game, which is about as long as big games take to make these days. That's pretty much it. I don't want to be the guy who brings you down. I don't want to be the guy that sets you up for disappointment. So please, keep in mind that until Valve says something...
Yeah, Tyler's a Valve realist, bro. I'm a Valve realist, okay? I'm a Valve realist. I'm more, we're going to talk about things that are potentially going to happen other than things that are not potentially going to happen. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, guys, it's happening today, November 18th. The day Lego Star Wars 2. No.
Correctly, everything that myself and my colleagues say needs to be taken with a grain of salt and needs to be seen in some form as speculation. It has never felt this way before. I know that that's incredibly emotional, not at all logical, and not at all empirical, but it has never felt this way before. My first Half-Life 3 video was actually a video
That's
about
a fucking fire shirt.
The future of Half-Life 2 Episode 3, which I published in July of 2011. I was 14. I am now 28. If you divide 28 by 2, aka having it, that's 14. I have been chasing the Half-Life 3 story for literally half my life. And
I've been chasing the Half-Life 3 story since I was like 9 years old, bro. Like, I remember old dudes telling me when I was like 9 years old, 10 years old, and like Skype calls and shit. They're like, Gmod 2's not happening. It's never going to happen. It's exactly like Half-Life 3. They're like, Gmod 2's like Half-Life 3. Why? Because it's never going to happen. Guess what? You stupid. I know you're probably dead in your grave right now. But it's happening. It's coming. It's coming.
Has never felt like this before. This may very well be the final episode of the HLX files. Unfortunately, this is Valve software, so of course the announcement could end up being like January or February. Fortunately, nothing has come out to debunk the Valve wants the announcement in the calendar year of 2025 rumor. Then again, it's Valve. Valve time exists, and that's just the way of the beast. What does matter at the end of the day is that HLX is like a real thing that's been in production at Valve since at least 2021, but likely even before that, and it's been in the optimization, polish, refactor phase for almost a year. That's great. This is fun. And as long as people understand the nature of the beast, we're having a great time. But then what's the future of this channel? Well, as I said at the top of the video, Upload VR was able to get a quote.
Yeah, okay, so just because Valve has come on and said, no, we're not working on a VR game, doesn't mean they're not working on a game. All right? Game is game.
Stating that there was no demos or software being developed for the Steam frame or for their hardware. This means that they don't have any of those rumored demos in development currently. Well, I mean, that's kind of bad news, right? Well, that also means the codename TF is not a demo. That also means codename TF is not a demo. It received a lot of attention in the latest updates that we data mined on the 8th of November.
A new codename found in data mine files named TF, possibly a new Team Fortress game. Speculation.
Of course, there are specifics like string leaks and things of that nature, but you're going to have to wait for the next episode of the TF files. So, get subscribed. I'm Tyler McVicker, the Passionate Gamer. I'll talk to you all next.
If Half-Life 3 comes out, Valve is so back, man. Bang! Valve is back, bro. Old Valve. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang.